Hello everyone and welcome back to another edition of West Ham Fan TV's Post-Match Pint, the only West Ham United post-match for the show on the internet. We've just come back from London Stadium where we got absolutely demolished by Chelsea at 3-0. That weren't a good performance, boys. That weren't good at all.
Who wants to go first?
Yeah, it was really disappointing because it's a London derby, 12:30 kickoff. You thought we'd be up for it. We thought it would be a competitive game. But yeah, that was one of the worst probably London derby performances against Chelsea. Well, at home, I would say, because since we got battered there in a long time. And yeah, I think the lineup was what everyone wanted, especially Scott. He put that in the preview. But it's how it was utilised. And I think how Mavropanos was utilised, that was our Achilles heel. That was our downfall. It's too far up the pitch.
Thing is, mate, I agree with what you're saying, but did that actually feel like a derby to you? Because it didn't.
No.
There weren't no passion. There weren't no fight. Do you know what I mean? When things are going up against you, you want to see a bit of passion and fight. We didn't start committing fouls or trying to kick people until like the 80th minute when the game's finished. So it was, there was a lack of players that understood what a London derby is for me in that game.
Yeah, I mean, I do understand what you're saying, but the game's changed, innit? You can't go in flying tackles anymore in London derbies because you're just going to pick up silly yellers. And look, I love a tackle, you know? Oi, oi. No, you do, you know, you love to see it, but the game's changed. And, you know, the way we started today, you know, we had that chance, Kudus, didn't he? He had that chance, and then straight away, Chelsea go down the other end. And, like, the way they was just allowed to run through, and Nicholas Jackson, I mean, the geezer looked like a prime Nicholas Anelka today. Well, that's what we made him look like. You know, you said before the game, didn't you? Oh, Nicholas Jackson. Yeah. You know, he's not all that. And he's gone and got 2 goals against us. So it shows what we are. Because, look, Mavropanos today, I mean, I've stuck up for him a lot. But today, it proves to me now that we need to get to Tebow in that team, in that back four, quick. Because Mavropanos, you know, he's letting players run through. And I'm not blaming everything on him. But when you watch these goals back, I mean, me and Dan watched the second goal, didn't we? And like we couldn't even spot Mavropanos. He was like, "Where's Wally?" Couldn't find him, and then we see him jogging back. You can't be doing that. You're saying it's a London derby. You can't be jogging back.
Exactly.
No. Bust a nut.
You are right in what you're saying, but also you got to look at the position of Wan-Bissaka for each of the goals. You know, he's been caught so far up front, left Mavropanos isolated. But I do agree with he got spun far too easily when he dropped in deep to try and make a tackle. He didn't make the tackle or got spun far too easily.
But he's more like, to me, I think he's more like a Craig Dawson type of defender. Like, you wouldn't ask Craig Dawson to be pressing high up the pitch. You know what I mean? Like, Mavropanos hasn't got the legs. If he's playing deep, and we saw it when he after the third goal, he started playing deep. And he was making great tackles.
So who's to blame?
The problem is it's the midfield. Alvarez and Rodriguez. They're the ones that should be pressing. They're the ones that should be breaking the play down. Right. No, there's no reason. There's a reason why Rodriguez was taken off after 33 minutes and replaced by Souček, because he was shit.
Yeah, I deny he was poor.
I want, if you're going to play 2 defensive midfielders, I want a lot more from them. You should not, and I mean this with the greatest respect, but you should not be getting carved open like that when you've got 5 defensive
players
or central players.
Yeah,
you shouldn't. There should be no space for them to thread a ball through. Like that second goal was. I mean, I didn't even see the first one because of fucking turnstiles again.
They were all pretty much similar, weren't they? Like,
but this is the thing, Mark. When you see how we started, right, now we lined up.
Yeah,
Alvarez a lot of the time spent as playing as third centre half. You know, okay, if that's the game plan that Wan-Bissaka and Emerson are going to push forward to attack as sort of a 5, and then you're going to drop. And he drops 3.
Drops in.
You've then, if you're putting Alvarez in that situation, then Alvarez has got to be there every time Wan-Bissaka and Emerson are pushing forward. Which, if you look back at the goals, I don't think he was. Which then left Kilman isolated.
The thing is, this sort of result has been coming all season.
Yeah.
You know, I know we've been a lot of people. I mean, you look at the stats today. We had more possession, more shots, more corners, more everything, but we've lost.
Yeah.
Now,
not lost. We've been fractured.
No, we've been battered, and that's what I'm saying. This sort of result has been coming, and I mean, something's obviously not working. Something's not right. There's a reason why we're the team that's faced the most shots in the Premier League this season. 83 shots in 5 games.
And a big thing, I think that's a worry. And our attack worries me because we have the players, but we never really look threatening. You know, we've scored, you know, we scored one against Fulham, you know, late on, couple against Palace. Like most of the time it's 1 or 2, but you don't look and feel like, yeah, we're going to score and the goal's coming. You
what
know
I've
I mean?
noticed in the first 5 games about us is we're coming too predictable, especially like corners. Bowen's on both sides. You know where it's going.
He's so,
In
I'm sorry,
swinger,
he's
out
crap
swinger.
at corners.
This
He's
was
so
the difference when you got someone like James Ward-Prowse. You know, he can whip them in. And I'm not going to slate Bowen, you know, but
No, he's just not good at corners.
yeah, he's just not working. And
The thing is, a lot when you look at the corners, especially the ones down our end that Bowen was taking from our side, when you look at them, they're out swinging corners, right? But they swung too far out. You watch the players who make their runs. The players are making the runs. The ball's going beyond them.
Yeah.
You know,
But-
he's not sort of like curling it along the line towards
but I
the
watched
6 yard. Do you know what I mean? It's going
yeah,
more out
I
to the
watched
penalty spot.
one corner, Scott. Mavropanos and Kilman were already on the 6 yard line.
Yep.
Why ain't they running in? Why ain't they on the edge of the box attacking it? That's your problem. They're the 2 biggest centre backs we've got, you know, and he's whipping it into the penalty
No one
area.
knows how to attack a ball.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
You go back to when we were scoring lots of set pieces with Dawson or Bonner and them type of players. They stood around the edge of the area, the 3 of them together. The Suchek.
It should be Suchek, Kilman, Mavropanos, starting on the D.
Yeah, 100%.
On the D. That's where they should start. As he's approaching that corner, then they all split.
Yep.
They'll split in 3 different directions.
Front,
You don't know.
middle, back.
It's zonal,
Not
isn't
to
it?
be attacking balls like that. You cannot. If a ball's whipped in, we know this from when we was playing football. If a ball's whipped in, you've got to be running onto a ball to get any sort of power in it. Because if it goes beyond you, you're not going to get your neck muscles out.
I mean,
Exactly.
You're not going to be able to get your neck muscles back and get it back in like that. It's
I
gonna be
mean,
no power in
the
it.
only
This is the problem.
Yeah.
This is the issue. We don't know how to take set pieces. I'll be honest with you. I was so.
Well, we loaned one of the best set piece players out in the country to Nottingham Forest.
We're loaning them out. I don't get it.
The thing is, as well, is you look at today's performance, and we said it in a preview where we were talking about Chelsea. Chelsea look like a bunch of individuals, right?
Not today.
But the
today.
difference is, today, we look like a bunch of individuals. But we look like a bunch of individuals that didn't know what each individual was
The
meant to
thing
be
is,
doing.
people talk about this about Chelsea, and I've been guilty of this in the past, right? Chelsea's about £1.5 billion.
Yep.
They're no mugs, mate. You know what I
No,
mean? Like,
no.
they're no mugs, and they spent the whole of last season trying to get a little bit of a run together. They started bad. This is going to be like this is going to be what, and I said this at the beginning of the season. This is going to be like us. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're going to start bad and they finish strong,
Yeah.
and then now they're adding to the squad that's already settled there. Yeah. Today, it was a lineup that I wanted to see.
Yep.
But I there is a distinct lack of aggression in that team. There's a distinct lack of aggression. Wan-Bissaka is not an aggressive man. Soufal would have been better today. I'm going to be honest. Soufal would have been better today. He's more aggressive.
Not only that, mate. I think as much as I said that's the starting 11 that I would have put out.
Yeah.
When you look back at it, Antonio would have been better starting up front today.
Bowen was poor.
And stayed on
Paquetá
the
was
pitch.
poor.
He
Yeah,
has
but
been. all
Bowen was
season,
poor.
like,
Bowen was playing out of position today. He was on the left when Kudus was on the right.
No, Bowen was
Bowen
on
was
the
up
right.
front.
Sorry, Bowen.
Bowen was up front, sorry.
Yeah, Bowen was up top, but he kept drifting out, didn't he? That's what I'm saying. There was no shape. There was no even Paquetá. How many times did he pick up that ball in midfield and he lost it because when he looked up, there's no one to play it to. The only bright spark today was Somerville, and he got taken off, and it was a wrong decision. I think he is going to be our new Ben Rama.
Yeah.
He's going to be
Yeah,
a scapegoat.
'Cause he
That's
was
exactly what he's going to be.
The thing for me is like there was a point where Paquetá played this pass, and remember you said, "Oh, what the fuck you doing?"
And
I
it
said,
should have been someone running.
It weren't the ball that Paquetá played was the wrong ball. Somerville and Emerson just stood still. Paquetá's seen that pass. They've stood still. That pass was into space where the winger should have been. Basic football. There's the space. That's where we want the ball to go. You're attacking. Get into that space. He's played that as a blind pass. It looks like a poor pass. Everyone's sitting there going, fucking all that fucking what you're doing. The 2 players that should be slagged off are Emerson and Somerville for not making that run. And this is the problem. We're too disjointed at the minute.
Yeah, and that's it. It comes down to a lack of understanding because the team has been so chopped and changed week in, week out. There hasn't been enough time to get that chemistry, I think, with the players. And yeah, Somerville himself. Listen, he's the only actual natural left winger we got, and I think it showed. And the penalty, he won a penalty in my eyes. And
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
it's disgrace.
I haven't seen the replay back, but I've seen a lot of people say online that it was a penalty.
yeah, he grabs his arm
yeah.
like that and pulls it.
Yeah,
And they've tried to say that VAR's they come. You saw it on the screen, didn't you?
Yeah.
They said we didn't feel that he held his arm long enough. But there's no clear-cut rule for how long then. How long do you have to hold someone's arm, pull someone's shirt for it to be a foul?
You put a shirt, you put a shirt.
I mean,
stop momentum.
Yep.
Yeah,
Put off balance.
maybe Somerville throwing himself to the floor made the referee's mind up straight away and VAR. I mean, but you're right. Whether it's a soft pull or it don't matter how long he holds his arm for, it's a pull's a pull.
Mate,
So
can't do that.
There's no way a player is going to throw himself on the floor in the position that Somerville was in at the time. Because it weren't like he overhit like his first touch, took the ball so far away from him, he was like, oh, fuck, I need to go down here to win a penalty. He was in control. He was going to get to that ball. The guy pulled him back. Anywhere else on the pitch, that would have been given. Because it was there, it wouldn't have been given. Swap the teams around, it would have been given. That's all it boils down to. We're going back to that, and you sit there and say, oh, conspiracy.
You really think so?
Yeah, 100%. But if that was Chelsea,
Yeah.
and that was a West Ham player, that would have been given.
But that's what I'm saying. There needs to be, if they're saying the reason it wasn't given because he didn't hold his arm for long enough, there needs to be a clear-cut rule of how long then.
No.
What is the measure of time?
There is no
There
is no rule. Give me your arm.
Yeah.
You're going over.
Yeah.
Your momentum's taking you.
I've got to do that.
But that's what I'm saying. No, but I'm saying
you're running at full speed.
yes. I'm saying I
you
agree.
might dislocate his shoulder.
No, yeah, I know he did.
But that's it, mate.
What-
100%, mate. You're pulling someone back, it goes over.
No, but what I'm saying is, if they're gonna say it needs to be a certain length of time, what is that length?
There's no length of time. A pull is a pull.
Yes,
You pull for 0.01
Yes.
second. But this is what I'm saying. It's another case of people making rules that they don't understand.
Yep.
What do you mean? How long you got to pull for it? No one's gonna pull. When you pull, you don't hold on to it and pull for a long time. You pull and then you let go.
Yeah.
That's
Listen.
what a pull is.
Listen, if Liverpool were playing, Mo Salah got that tug, where's he going? On the floor.
Yeah.
Man City are playing, where they going? On the floor. Would it have been a penalty then? Of course it would have been.
100%.
You know what? I'm not even going to turn around and say that penalty would even change the game.
No, of course not, because you've still...
It
there's a
changes
chance.
the momentum of the game.
That's it.
But, you know, and I'm not going to take anything away from Chelsea. That Chelsea were magnificent in my opinion. I thought that was magnificent. I thought that Jackson. I'll be honest with you, that Jackson's one of the worst players I've ever seen.
Yep.
He tore us a new one today.
No,
Tore us to pieces.
do you know what?
No, Jackson's. That's harsh to say he's one of the worst players.
No,
He's
worst
finishing.
finishes.
He's finishing shit. I don't think Chelsea were great, and I'm not saying they deserve to win the game, but I don't think they had to be great.
No, they didn't.
And that's the thing. Chelsea, when you look at it, how much did we have the ball for? And how
Difference
many did we have the
between-
ball in their end? It's just the
Difference between
finishing.
West Ham and Chelsea today is when they got a chance, they took it.
Well, they had three. I think they had 3 on target, 3 goals.
Yeah.
You know, that's the difference. That's
Yeah.
you know, Areola should do better for the first. He should do better for.
Yeah,
I think-
post.
He's been
Listen,
poxy this season.
he really needs to look at them goals that he's conceded today and take account of himself, because getting nutmegged and then getting beat at your near post as a goalkeeper,
Twice.
it's embarrassing.
I
And
mean, don't get me wrong. The Cole Palmer finish was a
it
good finish.
It was a good finish, but as a goalkeeper, your position, you've got to be better at that, and you can't. Like I said, Jackson, look, I don't rate him one bit. He's got a lot of pace. He misses so many chances, but he nutmegged the goalkeeper. You shouldn't be getting nutmegged.
Yeah.
But there's only one place he was going to kick that, and that was straight at you.
The thing is, the difference between us weren't even the finishing. It was how quickly that they was going from transition to defence to attack, because they're getting in 2-on-1 situations. We was never getting. We're so slow in the build-up.
They done
We'd
what
never
we
get
done to
there.
them last year.
Yeah.
Basically, what it was when they attacked, they done exactly what we done.
They
to
get the
them
ball,
last year.
one pass, boom,
Yep,
through.
boom.
We don't do that.
Look
We
how
get the ball.
straight. Look how straight that second goal, the pass of that second goal, straight down the middle.
Yeah, we don't do that.
We in large portions of the game today, we're trying to keep the ball without any sort of penetration. We're 3-0 down, and they're passing it along the back.
Exactly.
That is not good enough.
Yeah.
That is not good enough for the manager. That's
Movement.
not good enough for the players. That's not good enough for the movement of the players.
We obviously had one ruled out, didn't we? Kudos, it was offside. But things like that goes in. It's a different game.
Oh mate, do you know what? You are right. It is, and to be fair, even the penalty. If we won the penalty and scored the penalty, it changes the whole concept of the game at the time it was. But one thing that frustrated me, and I picked this out in the preview, was Cucurella. Right, Kudos had the run of him the whole game. Right, what did we do? We didn't play the ball out there. We kept coming. Look, Somerville had a fantastic game.
Somerville had the better right back. I think Cucurella and Kudos was a a more of an even battle.
No way, mate. Kuda's had him all day long.
Well, look at that
we
fucking
didn't
tackle.
we didn't play the ball out there once.
He was lucky not to get a red Cucurella when he fucking Kudus was on the counter
This is
attack.
what I'm saying.
Completely fucking
There was.
branched it.
We didn't exploit that weakness enough,
Yeah.
and that is the thing.
I'll be honest with you, Scott. We're struggling for identity.
Massively,
struggling
massively.
To find a way, you know, the strengths that we're playing to.
Yep.
We're struggling to get any sort of momentum together. We're struggling to make chances, and we're giving away way too
The,
many.
the problem is this, like, it's all good when you get the new signings in, but it's going to take time for them to work each other out.
Yeah.
And it's look, Lopetegui's gone with a team today that most of us wanted. It hasn't worked. So now he's got to go back to the drawing board. Whether he has to go back to maybe bringing Souček in, you know, that's the decision. It's not the decision we want. Look, I've looked at social media on the way here, and there's a lot of people, obviously, you know, calling him out. They want him gone. And look, it's too early for me still.
Mate,
He's got to change things.
5.
Yeah, it's 5 games in. So there's a lot of football to play this season. Yeah, as I said, he's got to go back. He's got to work out that today's team didn't work. He's got to try something different next week. It will click. You know, we've got a lot of talent in this squad. You know, it was that bad today, and nothing against Irvine, but when you're taking Paquetá off for Irvine, it shows you how bad today was. But when he come on, me and you said he ain't really done much wrong, was he?
No, he did do nothing wrong at all. You know, he come on, he took his chance, he, you know, kept it safe. He had that decent shot, which is one of the only really shots we had in the second half. You know, so he look, he ain't going to be a world beater, but he come on and tried his best, and that's all you can ask for players.
Yeah.
You know, there's players out there that didn't give their all, didn't give everything. You know, and that's the thing.
For a London derby, I thought the attitudes of everyone was poor, and even a few of them that had, you know, that's been here for a long time. People like Bowie, more attitude. Didn't think he got his stuff involved enough. Don't think there wasn't enough of them. You know, you want to see, especially when you're 2-0 down and so early, you want to see people fucking stuck in. They had a few of them.
Yeah.
They had a few of them when they get the fans rolled up. There wasn't enough of that.
Yeah, they weren't really.
That's why I said I don't think there was enough people sort of getting their you know, what's the word?
Wings.
Not wings. Don't think there was enough people just, you know, proper up for the game today.
Yeah. But the thing is, right, I'm gonna bring 2 questions now, right? Do you think the way we play is all set up around Fulkrug? The way we attack, right?
Look, he hasn't been playing.
But
can you say it's set up
no.
around Fulkrug
What I'm saying is, you look at the way we play today, right? The balls that we put into the box in that first half, are for a target.
Yeah, we said it. 2 crosses come in. Yeah. You had one Somerville. No disrespect. I mean, I'm not the tallest, but you know, he's the height wise, he's not getting it. And I can't remember who to put the second one in. But there was another one where we just missed that header as well. And like the thing is, I mean, you'll like this one, Nick. Yeah. I felt sorry for Danny Ings today because Harry's not got on that pitch today. Yeah. When after what he done last week, Aaron, like, not so much Antonio coming on before him because it got to that point where you think, right, maybe bring Antonio on now to try and nick a goal. But our Danny Ings has not even got minutes today. I think it's wrong, and I feel sorry for him in that.
That's the thing. He's bang out of order because he ain't everyone's best thing. He ain't everyone's cup of tea and all that. But at the end of the day, he's come on and scored a late equaliser and salvaged his point in last week. He come on against in another game. I think it was a Villa game and looked like one of our biggest threats going forward, like in front of goal. And I get he isn't the lone striker. I understand it, but at 3-0 down. No, and it was early that we went 3-0. Now, that third goal absolutely killed the game.
Oh, right? Yeah.
But at 3-0 down, you can risk to take a chance because, you know, at the end, you're losing.
They scored that just after half time, and it's like 48th minute. So you're 3-0 down, you're right. Chuck Ings on, chuck Antonio on, you know, take one of the defenders off, go 3 at the back, and just fucking, you'd rather lose 5-0 than 3, and go for it.
And the thing is, you accept that a bit more if you've actually gone there and had a go at the game. Do you know what I mean? And we didn't really do that. And to leave Owen on the pitch and take Somerville off, there's a lot of questions to be asked there because that for me was the worst substitution around. Owen was shocking today. You know, that's one of the worst games. I don't think Paquetá was. I really don't think Paquetá was. I think I think Paquetá's becoming a scapegoat.
Yeah, I think
he didn't have his greatest game,
No,
but he
didn't.
weren't.
He went worse.
he
But
hasn't been up to his standards.
You've kept Bowen on the pitch, who didn't do a lot playing in that forward position, and I called it, and he's not a forward, and I know that. I get that before people start commenting on it, but he offered nothing. When he went on to the right, offered nothing. Somerville offered a lot through that game that didn't warrant him being taken off the pitch.
Yeah.
Bowen didn't. So the sub for me is taking Bowen off, putting Antonio on. You can't just keep Bowen on the pitch because he's the captain.
Yeah.
And that's what today, especially today, seemed like that was the reason. But look, I know Bowen
I don't know, but he
can get you
did.
go. I know he's
Villa,
a good player.
he subbed him off though.
Yeah,
didn't
I
he?
was just
Villa,
about
he
to
subbed
say
him
that.
off.
He's proved this season that he's not afraid to take Bowen off.
But today was the time to do it. Today was the time to take him off the pitch.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
That's
I
what I'm
just
saying.
think
But then also you've took him off and sacrificed Kudus, who was more of a threat than Bowen the whole game.
Yeah,
I mean, look, I know we can sit here and say, look, don't worry, there's a lot, but you've got to start picking up wins. You can't in 10 games time say, because you might find yourself rooted in the bottom three. Because now after about 10 games, teams start pulling away, and we've got Brentford next week. We've got Liverpool in the cup in the week. That'll be a good game to give players like Soler a run out, Tadibo. Hopefully we'll get Fulkrug back maybe and get a bit of minutes.
Tadibo, he
and then
needs it the most.
when we go into that Brentford game, we might see a completely different lineup again, where Tadibo might come in, Fulkrug, so it's
Mate, honestly, if you watched if any of you watched the Chelsea game last weekend.
Oh, I thought you meant today. I did watch
last
it.
weekend. Today was a day we could have got points.
Yeah, Bournemouth
but-
were unlucky not to get anything from that, and they've narrowly got that 1-0, and
that's
we've
what I'm
just
saying.
opened up for it.
Exactly, and that's the worrying thing. Yeah, that game there against Bournemouth, no disrespect to Bournemouth, we beat them this season. Like we didn't really.
We still beat them.
92nd minute winner.
You know what I mean?
That was offside.
But when you look back at it, you've got to be looking at these games, and now, like I said, you've got Brentford, who Brentford, we've not been very we have been very lucky there. Spurs coming up, we've got Ipswich coming up. Sit there looking at Ipswich, well, they're the team to beat. After today, Ipswich is sitting there thinking, we can turn West Ham over here, and this is now the worry. And Lopetegui's got to find our identity soon. Otherwise, he'll find himself.
The thing is, I agree. He has to find our identity, because even though we didn't like it, Moyes had an identity. We knew what we was getting with Moyes, and he'd grind out a draw or whatever. But yeah, but Lopetegui will I'm not going to get on his back. Of course, I'm not. We will. He needs a little bit more time to just find that perfect lineup. And it will. This team will click. Yeah. I just hope it don't click too late into the season where we know we can't finish in the top 10 or whatever.
This is the thing, what I was saying earlier, did no one think that this was a possibility, that we might change managers, try a new style, new projects, and think it could start like this?
It was a possibility. You hope you hit the ground running. You hope. Yeah. But there's no guarantees. You look at all managers, even the Chelsea manager today, that team last season, they wasn't getting a tune out of them. They spent £1.5 billion. They spent 125, 250 million pounds on their midfield, right? And did anyone ever think that was always going to be a bad midfield? Of course it's not. No. But they've got to learn how they play together. They've got to learn. Cole Palmer coming, he hit the ground running, but there was a lot of players there. They're coming together now. There still isn't. They haven't integrated every signing in. So Debo, I think, would have been a good player to put in today.
It's not even that. You look at the signing when they brought Sancho in. A lot of people laughed at it. I thought it was a brilliant signing for them. Yep. On loan, Sancho's a good player. He fell out with Ten Hag. It wasn't because he was a bad player. He just fell out because there was an argument or whatever. And he went on loan to back to Borussia Dortmund. He's come back this season, and he played well today. He looked like So
the thing is as well, when you look at Chelsea, when you look at them last season, they were Cole Palmer FC. They weren't Cole Palmer. They wouldn't have finished where they finished. He was by far, standard. Yeah, but that's it. And which is the crazy thing is they finished strong, and then let go of the manager.
Well, yeah,
it's mental.
But that's what I'm saying. We've got fans talking about letting go of our manager now, and we're in game week 5
as well. There is a part of that manager that knows the club. Yeah, he knows the club. He's their assistant manager.
Who was their manager last season? I forgot.
Poch.
Chinos.
Oh yeah, Poch. Yeah, fuck me.
The
Forgot
thing
about
is
him.
as well, though, when you look at what we're trying to.
He's the
progress-
manager of the United States.
I know, mental, mate. England can't even, England missed a trick there. But when you look at when you look at what we're trying to progress, we've been the defensive-minded football, the negative football, trying to switch to an attacking play, and it backfired. Lopetegui is more of a defensive-minded coach that wants to play a bit further forward. So it was a natural progression because you didn't want to go from Moyes ball to try and be able to attack. We've tried that before and backfired massively. I think this was sort of a manager coming in that still had that defensive mindset, which so far isn't working because we still look as bad defensively as we did last season. But tries to play a little more on the front foot.
Thing is, one thing I like, we were 2-0 down today and he weren't afraid to make that sub. When was the last time you see a substitution, not for an injury, a tactical change?
Yeah.
But the problem is the tactical change you're bringing on is Souček, who's like not really a game changer, is he? I think that when he brought Souček on, in his mind it was right. Let's just lump it in there now. Yeah. Hope for a knockdown.
We didn't lump it in there.
And
Souček was so deep.
Souček was unlucky with that strike, Dan.
Oh, he was, yeah.
Sitting with these two arguing about Souček.
No, and because it was a comment that he made, because he makes this like tame shot straight at the keeper, and Nicky goes, there was no power, and Nicky goes, unlucky, and I was like, how is it unlucky? It's straight at the fucking keeper.
I think you put it right at the top on.
Well, I'm not saying that, but I'm saying if you put it straight at the keeper, how is it unlucky that it don't go in?
And he's hit that low and hard through a crowd of players. The reason he's hitting like that is he takes a deflection and
okay. But it's not unlucky that it didn't take effect. It would have been lucky if it took a deflection.
What? Even got past a defender.
Fucking Irving.
Oh yeah, Irving.
Yeah. And Paquetá. Yeah, Paquetá actually took one, and you didn't say that was unlucky, did you?
Unlucky. It was a fucking shit shot.
So was Souček. Was right at the freaking shot.
Souček had a bit of pace about it.
It didn't have not that much pace, mate. He rolled in, it was easy. He just had to slowly kneel down.
You've been spending too much time on the sausages on that 12-man podcast.
You've been fucking spending too much time on EAFC 25, mate. Fucking.
I'm telling you, mate.
That's what all of these shots look like on EA.
Numpties.
Fucking. Oh yeah, all right, Mr. Half of them on fucking DR Sports, Mr. DR.
Some fucking numpties.
So when you look at today, right? Is there any positives we can take?
Yeah. It was only 3-0 and it was an early kickoff, and I get home early and I can watch the boxing. Look, joking aside, there wasn't. I mean, Somerville for me, I thought looked bright. Yeah. Looked like he wanted the ball, take people on. Apart from that, I can't really think of many. Yeah. I mean, Kilman, he put in a few good challenges, but
he was isolated.
He was playing on his own at the back there because
every time it kept being like 1-on-1 or 2-on-1 against him. Do you know what I mean? Because Mavropanos was fucking miles up the pitch.
I think Kudus. I think Kudus had a good game today. Yeah, taking Cucurella on
because guess what? Kudus was on the right. Yeah, he weren't on the left, where we've been playing him.
I think Bowen was a disappointment. I think there was a lot of players that let themselves down today. The team, the fans. It was just flat. It was a flat game from us. Flat atmosphere in the stadium. But then we can only react to what's going on the pitch. So
we was up for it at the start, and then all of a sudden, bang! Start of the game, goal. And then not that long ago, it just kills it.
But I can't take nothing away from Chelsea. They deserved it. They deserved 3 points. No arguments from me. I don't think any West Ham fan will sit there and say that we need anything. So, yeah, it is what it is.
Let's get it done. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Yeah, mate.
Yeah. Thank you very much for coming on this edition of West Ham Fan TV's Post-Match Pint. Go and check out all the fan cams that have gone up already. We'll be building up towards the Liverpool game on Wednesday, the Carabao Cup. And then... it's Frankfurt next week, which is
must win.
Must win. It's a must win now.
3 points. Thank you very much.
There we go. But thank you very much. One thing left to say.
Come on, you Irons.
Go, you Irons.